Hey there, folks. Welcome back to the channel. Today, I'm excited to share with you a new series of stories featuring the adorable Bluey that I have written during my English classes. If you don't know who Bluey is by now, Bluey is a beloved character from the hit Australian children's television show, and I've been working hard to bring her adventures to life in my stories. So, if you're a fan of Bluey, or if you're just looking for something heartwarming, leave a like on the video. It's not compulsory, but it would mean a lot to me anyways. Enough blabbering from me. Let's get right into it, and
This story of Bluey is called The End. Suddenly, I heard it. It was coming from the other side of the passage. It sounded like a witch was on the hunt for me. I could not do it anymore. I had to investigate. The tunnel gradually shrunk, and so did I. Yet, the closer I got to the light, I felt my body tense and flatten. I could no longer bend my joints as much as I did in the real world. I started feeling more animated, more dominated, yet less in control of my actions. My anxiety soared into the sky, and when I arrived at the end of the tunnel, two ginormous blue boots towered before me. It was a small blue heeler dog that I learnt about in secondary school. The first thing she exclaimed was a "Hello, Squirt." I was sweating. I was shaking, but when I turned around to head home, the passage was gone. Her smile highlighted sharp and pearly fangs, with blotches of red ketchup oozing from the tips downward. Her fur was permanently potted to withstand the wind. "Please, do not eat me." What was the noise I was hearing? The noise came again, however, it was more present than before. A scream arose from the beige house, and that was it. Red smoke dissipated into the air, and the moon painted itself scarlet.
This story of Bluey is called Animals. In the quaint suburb of Wallaby Creek, Bluey, the adventurous blue heeler, bounded over to the local toy store where Alfie, the somewhat reserved dingo, worked. "Hey Alfie, want to play a game?" Bluey wagged her tail excitedly. Alfie, stacking a pile of toy cars, looked up with a hesitant smile. "Sure, Bluey. What game do you have in mind this time?" With a mischievous glint in her eye, Bluey suggested, "Let's play animals for a day. We both pretend to be our favorite animal and see what it's like to live in their paws. Or wings." Alfie's ears perked up at the idea. "Okay, I'll be a fruit bat. What about you, Bluey?" "I'll be a koala," Bluey declared, already starting to munch on some mangoes hanging from a nearby tree. As they wandered through the suburb, Bluey clung to branches, while Alfie soared around trees, trying to catch imaginary insects. Passers-by couldn't help but chuckle at the sight of a dingo, flapping his arms like wings, or a blue heeler munching on mangoes. After a day of fun and laughter, they sat under a eucalyptus tree, reflecting on their experiences. "You know, Alfie, being a koala is quite relaxing. I could get used to this," Bluey remarked, lounging back against the tree. Alfie gazed up at the stars, a soft smile gracing his face. "And being a fruit bat isn't so bad either. I guess we can learn a lot by stepping into someone else's fur or feathers." Bluey nudged Alfie gently. "Hey, Alfie, you're like a koala to me. Unique, special, and loved just the way you are." Alfie's eyes widened in realization. "Wow, Bluey, maybe being autistic is like being a fruit bat, different but pretty awesome in its own way." As they walked back to the toy store, Alfie felt a newfound confidence blooming within him. Maybe taking idioms too literally wasn't so bad after all. It was part of what made him, well, him. And so, in the small suburb of Wallaby Creek, amidst laughter and newfound understanding, Bluey and Alfie continued their adventures, embracing their quirks and uniqueness every step of the way.
This story of Bluey is called Party.
In the quaint local neighborhood of Cherry Boulevard, where the sun always seemed to shine a little brighter, and the grass was certainly greener, lived Bluey, a spirited 6-year-old blue heeler known for her insatiable appetite for adventure. Her trusty sidekick, Cadence, a regal King Charles Spaniel, sporting a flower crown and fiery sketches, was always by her side, ready for any escapade. One fateful day, as Bluey eagerly awaited her birthday celebration, disaster struck. Her entire family had vanished into thin air, leaving behind nothing but a mysterious note that read, "Gone on an adventure. Be back soon. Love, Mum and Dad." Determined to unravel the enigma, Bluey and Cadence embarked on a quest to track down the missing party animals. Their journey led them through the bustling streets of Cherry Boulevard, where they encountered eccentric neighbors, perplexed pigeons, and even a stray flamingo in search of its flock. Clad in their makeshift detective gear, a magnifying glass for Bluey, and a notepad for Cadence, the dynamic duo followed a trail of paw prints and discarded chew toys that eventually led them to a secluded clearing in the neighborhood park. To their astonishment and delight, Bluey's family was not lost at all, but preparing a grand surprise party in her honor. Amidst a sea of gifts and a towering blue frosting cake that could rival the sky, Bluey's eyes sparkled with joy as she realized the true meaning of family and friendship. The indigo tent transformed into a disco ball-lit dance floor, where everyone grooved to the rhythm of the moment, celebrating another year of Bluey's adventurous existence. As the night sky shimmered with laughter, and the moon winked knowingly at the merry gathering, Bluey blew out the candles on her cake, officially turning 7 years old. And in that whimsical moment of togetherness, amidst the chaos and joy of Cherry Boulevard, all was right in the world again. The end, or just the beginning of more misadventures to come.
This story of Bluey is called Survivor.
Once upon a time, in the vibrant world of Bluey, where imagination knows no bounds, there existed a thrilling adventure known as the Curse of Healer Island. Bluey, the spirited 6-year-old blue healer puppy, found herself washed ashore on a mysterious island after a wild storm. The island was unlike any she'd ever seen: lush jungle teeming with exotic creatures, hidden caves, and ancient ruins. Bluey's family, Bandit, Chili, and little sister Bingo were nowhere to be found. As Bluey explored the island, she encountered other castaways: Rusty, the resourceful mechanic; Snickers, the clumsy koala wombat; the wise old wanderer; and Captain Whiskers, the eccentric pirate cat. Each had their own reasons for being there, but they all shared a common goal: to survive and find a way back home. The island presented challenges at every turn. Bluey and her newfound friends had to build shelters, forage for food, and navigate treacherous terrain. They formed alliances, competed in daring challenges, and faced elimination at tribal councils. And looming over it all was the enigmatic Golden Paw, a mystical artifact said to grant its possessor a single wish. As days turned into weeks, alliances shifted and friendships were tested. Bluey's resilience and creativity shone through, whether it was inventing coconut radios, organizing dance-offs, or solving riddles hidden in ancient hieroglyphs. She even taught everyone the art of keepy-uppy, a game that lifted their spirits during tough times. But there were darker forces at play. The island harbored secrets buried, treasure guarded by a riddle-speaking parrot, a forbidden waterfall that led to a parallel dimension, and a ghostly lighthouse keeper who whispered cryptic warnings. Bluey wondered if the island itself was alive, testing their mettle and revealing their true selves. As alliances fractured, Bluey faced her toughest decision yet: loyalty to her family, or loyalty to her tribe. The final immunity challenge arrived: an epic obstacle course through quicksand pits, treetop bridges, and snake-infested swamps. Bluey's determination surged, fueled by memories of home and the promise of reuniting with her loved ones. At the climactic tribal council, Bluey stood before the council fire, her heart pounding. The Golden Paw glimmered in the moonlight. The votes were cast, and the host, Dingo Jeff, revealed the winner. It was a tie: Bluey and Rusty. They both held the Golden Paw, their wishes ready to be spoken. Bluey hesitated. She thought of her family, her adventures, and the island that had become her unexpected home. With tears in her eyes, she wished not for herself, but for everyone. "I wish we could all go home together." And in a flash of golden light, the island vanished. Bluey woke up on the familiar beach, sand between her paws. Her family rushed toward her, tears of joy streaming down their faces. They hugged, laughed, and shared stories of their own island experiences. As the sun dipped below the horizon, Bluey looked out at the ocean, knowing that the island had changed her forever. She whispered, "We're all survivors, in one way or another." And so, the legend of Healer Island lived on as a tale of courage, friendship, and the magic that exists when hearts come together.
This Bluey book read is called Trains, an illustrated chapter book. Who's going to be playing this game of trains? Starring Bingo as Dr. Glenda and Granny Rita and the old lady with a sore hip. Poppy as Poppy. Dad as the train driver. Mum as Charisse and Granny Marge and Miss Meg the daycare lady. And Bluey as the annoying passenger. Chapter 1. Dr. Glenda awoke to the rumbles of a large jumbo jet flying overhead. She rolled over to discover it was actually the heavy snores of her sleeping husband. Her 2-year-old daughter, Poppy, sleeping beside her like a little hot water bottle, had been wide awake for ages. She turned the pages of her picture book happily. Dr. Glenda used to find getting out of bed hard, but she learned that the best thing to do was to just do it. If you started a debate in your head about the benefits of staying under the warm blanket all snug and cozy for just another 5 minutes, you might just stay there forever. But these days, getting out of bed was no problem because it meant she got to go to her job, and Dr. Glinda loved her job. Her husband lay snoring away. His work was one of those works where you have to work at night. Dr. Glenda had one of those works you do during the day. She was a vet, and every day brought a new animal to help. "I'm up," Dr. Glenda declared as she sat bolt upright, causing Poppy to giggle. In just 20 minutes, Dr. Glenda had showered, eaten brekkie, and helped get Poppy ready for daycare. "Goodbye, husband," she called out, closing the front door behind her. "Bye, Daddy," shouted Poppy. Dr. Glenda and Poppy skipped off down the busy footpath, hand in hand. They jumped all the cracks for good luck. They were just in time for the train. It poured up with lots of loud sounds. The train guy, a handsome fellow with one of those train guy hats, leaned out from the back carriage. "Train stopping, all aboard," he shouted. Dr. Glenda beeped her ticket and they got on the train. There were already lots of passengers on board, but they found a free seat, and it was facing the way the train was going, not the sideways old person seat or the backwards seat. Today was going to be a lucky day. Jumping over the cracks had worked. Chapter 2. The train clattered along the tracks through the city. Dr. Glenda pointed out their favourite shops to Poppy, the newspaper shop and the bread shop. They pointed out the same things every morning. It was like checking up on old friends. "Train arriving. Next stop is Mother Duck Daycare," the train guy said over the speaker. "Hurrah!" said Poppy. This was their stop. Poppy loved Mother Duck Daycare. It was where she went when her mum was helping her animals at her work. The train pulled up. They exited through the sliding train doors, beeping the ticket on the way. It was a short walk from the train station to Mother Duck Daycare. Dr. Glenda could tell Poppy was excited by the way she started skipping. All the other kids cheered when Poppy arrived. "Poppy, you're just in time for a story," said Miss Meg, Poppy's daycare teacher. She was very nice. "I'll pick you up after work, sweetie. Mummy loves you," Dr. Glenda said. She kissed Poppy goodbye, signed her in, and hurried back to the train station. She hopped on the next train and rode it 2 stops to work at the vet hospital. Dr. Glenda had a busy day at the vet hospital. There were 6 sick skunks, which was difficult to say, and a very grumpy polar bear. Her assistant, Charisse, tried to calm the polar bear down, but she wasn't as good as tickling polar bears under their chins as Dr. Glenda was. Not yet, anyway. After a long, lovely day at work, Dr. Glenda rode the train back to Mother Duck Daycare. She picked up Poppy, and together they caught the train home. They watched all their favourite shops closing up on the way. They arrived home and did all the things you do at home. Then they had a full night's sleep. Chapter 3. The next morning, at another train station, the one before Dr. Glenda and Poppy's, the train pulled up and the passengers got on. One of them was a particularly annoying passenger carrying a cat. The train guy walked along the aisle, cheerfully checking everyone's tickets. When he got to the annoying passenger, he was outraged. The passenger was sipping away on a bubble tea, with his feet up on the seat in front of him, and the cat was not on his lap. This was a real no-no on the train guy's train. Feet on seats make them dirty for the next person who sits there. Bubble tea can be spilled if the train stops suddenly. And he just wasn't a fan of cats. Excuse me, said the train driver curtly. He then proceeded to explain these rules to the passenger. Just drive the train, mate, replied the annoying passenger, sucking on the bubble tea through a straw. It was just down to just the ice, so he made that annoying sound. The train guy was outraged again.
Show me your ticket,
he demanded. The annoying passenger pulled out a ticket and gave it to him. Something seemed off about it, but the train guy couldn't quite figure out what. This seems fine, he said, handing it back. Maybe you should lick it, said the annoying passenger. This seemed an odd request, but the train guy was an obliging sort of fellow, so he licked the ticket. Now rub it all over your face, giggled the annoying passenger. This is a bit unusual, but okay, replied the train guy, and he rubbed it all over his face. The annoying passenger could barely contain himself. What's so funny? Asked the train guy. The passenger replied, That isn't a train ticket, that's a slag, and collapsed into a fit of laughter. Yeah! yelled the train guy. He held the ticket away in disgust. That's it, the train guy shouted. He grabbed the annoying passenger by the legs and wrestled him off the train. Meanwhile, Dr. Glenda and Poppy waited patiently at their station. After a short musical intro, a soothing voice announcement played over the speaker thing. The next train will be a bit late due to an ongoing passenger incident. Oh, that's a bother, said Dr. Glenda. After several games of I Spy, here were the answers. Train tracks, ticket machine, yellow line, and coffee cup lid. The train arrived. A dishevelled-looking train guy shouted, Train stopping! They hurriedly boarded the train and rode it to Mother Duck daycare, but they were too late for story time. Poppy was upset. Dr. Glenda did her best to cheer Poppy up while still trying to get a wriggle on so she wouldn't be late for work. She signed Poppy in, told her she loved her, and hurried back to the train station. I hope there won't be any more passenger incidents, she said to herself. Chapter 4. The train pulled up. The train guy's heart sank when he saw the annoying passenger and his cat waiting on the platform. Ugh, train stopping, he groaned. The annoying passenger got on. He apologised for the mix-up with the ticket. Then he placed the cat on his very own seat, even though there was an old lady with a sore hip who wanted to sit down. The train guy was not having it. That's it. I'm putting this cat on your lap, he said, reaching for the super cute little animal. I wouldn't touch him if I were you, replied the annoying passenger. The train guy reached for it anyway. Don't be silly, The cat exploded into a wild jungle tiger frenzy, leaping with claws open at the train guy's face. Yeah! he cried, falling backwards onto the old lady with the sore hip. He thrashed and flailed, but to no avail. The cat was locked on. Chapter 5. Ongoing passenger incident. Dr. Glenda heard the last part of the announcement as she arrived at the train station. Oh no! Now I'm going to be even more late for work, she lamented. Her phone rang. It was Charisse, telling Dr. Glenda that the polar bear was getting very cranky and he needed to be tickled. Dr. Glenda explained that her train was running late, so Charisse would have to do it. Charisse didn't seem so sure about this, but promised to give it a go anyway. Just then, Dr. Glenda heard her train arriving. It pulled into the station and she hopped on. The train driver looked like he'd had a very rough morning. I'm so sorry we're late, the train guy said. Hurry, the polar bear is getting cranky, replied Dr. Glenda, taking her seat. Only the sideways ones were left. The train sped off. Minutes later, it arrived at the station near Dr. Glenda's work. She beeped off and ran through the doors to the vet hospital, only to find the whole place had been turned upside down. The furniture was all broken, the other animals had been eaten, and her stethoscope was hanging off the ceiling fan. Oh my word! cried Dr. Glenda. A low moan creaked out from under the mess. Dr. Glenda shifted a pink guinea pig travel cage to one side, and there was Charisse. What happened? asked Dr. Glenda. The polar bear escaped, Charisse answered. He didn't like how I tickled him, and now he's on the loose, and he is cranky. Oh no, said Dr. Glenda. She did not like the idea of a polar bear loose in society. I wonder where he could be. Chapter 6. The cranky polar bear charged into the train station. He went right past the bit where you beep your ticket, then along the platform towards the train. It had just pulled up, so the doors were still open. He tasted sweet freedom, and he liked it. The polar bear saw a big blue guy with a funny hat talking to a little blue guy with a mustache who was claiming to be from Egypt. The big one was telling the little one he was sick of being attacked by animals. Now the polar bear was angry. If no one was going to tickle him under the chin properly, then by gosh was he going to make everyone pay. He roared and leaped at the big blue guy. "Yeah!" cried the big blue guy as he wrestled an attacking animal for the second time in 2 days. The little blue guy was finding the whole thing hilarious until the polar bear accidentally nipped the tail of the little blue guy's beloved cat. "Meow!" shrieked the cat. "Ah, Mr. Cotton Socks, you hurt!" the annoying passenger shouted. Then he delivered a karate kick right to the polar bear's bum, sending it running from the train, embarrassed. In the commotion, the little blue guy's mustache had fallen off his face. Now everyone could see that he was actually the annoying passenger from earlier. The train guy seemed more annoyed by this than the polar bear attack. "It is you! I knew it!" he shouted crossly. But the annoying passenger was so worried for his cat, he didn't care. "My cat is hurt," he said. "I need to get him to the vet." The train guy's anger died. He suddenly felt sorry for the annoying passenger, so he leaped to his feet, grabbed his hat from under his sideways seat, and put it back on his head. It was hero time. "All aboard!" he shouted. The train accelerated out of the station so fast that everyone had to grab onto those yellow poles you're meant to grab onto when the train wobbles. "Express train!" yelled the train guy. Chapter 7. The train sped along the tracks. It wasn't stopping at any of the stations. Instead, the city whizzed by the window in a blur. A couple of old grannies were waiting patiently at the next station to catch the train to Marjon. Suddenly, they were sent spinning around like tops as the train flew right past them. In record time, the train screeched to a halt at the next station. The annoying passenger got off and ran as fast as he could to the vet hospital, carrying his beloved cat. The assistant vet lady had bad news. "I'm sorry, the hospital had to shut down," she said. "The train was late, so Dr. Glenda wasn't here to tickle the polar bear, so he ate all the animals." The annoying passenger was crestfallen. He started crying. Little tears dropped onto Mr. Cottonsocks's furry head, making the hairs stick to each other. The assistant vet lady suddenly had an idea. "I know, let's catch the train to Dr. Glenda's house," she said. "Yeah!" replied the annoying passenger. They all sprinted back to the train station. Luckily, the train guy hadn't left yet. The train guy needed a little rest. The doors were beginning to shut, but they leaped on just in time. Chapter 8. Dr. Glenda sat on the front steps of her house, brushing Poppy's hair. Now that the vet hospital had shut down, she didn't have a job anymore. It had never occurred to her how much could go wrong if the train ran late. She swore to herself that from now on she would always be thankful for prompt and efficient public transport. "Oh, Poppy," she said with a big sigh, "I really miss taking care of animals." "And I've lost my dental care," replied Poppy. They both sat sadly, staring at the ants going back and forth on the footpath. In the distance, a noisy clattering sound of the train arriving at the station mingled with Dr. Glenda's husband's snores. It sounded like it was going to conk out. Moments later, Charisse came running full pelt around the corner. She was accompanied by a little blue guy carrying a cat. "Charisse?" said Dr. Glenda curiously. "Dr. Glenda, it's an emergency," shouted Charisse, doubling over out of breath. "Please help Mr. Cottonsocks," implored the little blue guy. He thrust the cat at her. "Oh, dearie me," replied Dr. Glenda. She got to work on the injured cat, performing a long and complicated veterinary procedure. Soon Mr. Cottonsocks's tail was all bandaged up as good as new. Dr. Glenda handed the cat back to its grateful owner. "Thanks, Dr. Glenda," he beamed. It felt really good to help a sick animal again, but then a surge of sadness filled her tummy as Dr. Glenda realized she wouldn't get to do it anymore. But Charisse had an idea. "Dr. Glenda, why don't you start a home vet hospital, where the train delivers all the animals to your house?" "Yeah!" squealed Poppy and Dr. Glenda together. What a great idea. Chapter 9. Final chapter. The following morning, the train pulled into the station on time. The train guy was covered in plasters and the stingy stuff you put on cuts to make them better. "Train stopping," he sang merrily. He was in a great mood today. Even though yesterday had not been a good day for him, he loved his job, despite the odd animal attack, and he was always happy to be working the trains. However, his mood darkened when he saw who was waiting on the platform for him. It was the annoying passenger, but with him this time wasn't just his cat, but a whole herd of animals. There were bilbies, ferrets, and even a cassowary. Hey, the train guy said suspiciously. I don't know about this. I'm just taking these animals to the home vet, replied the annoying passenger. Don't worry, we'll follow all the train rules. The annoying passenger had also learned a thing or two about making sure you didn't make the train late. No way, said the train guy in a huff. I am done with animals. As if on cue, the polar bear leaped out from behind the chip machine onto the train guy, but it was still not enough to ruin his day. The end. Bluey and Friends Little Library. This Bluey and Friends Little Library book is called Honey and Chloe. This is Honey, a beagle. She builds the best known villages. This is beautiful. And she's a very good kid. Yeah. Honey can be serious when she needs to be. Stop! What's the password? But she knows how to make Bluey and her friends laugh. Meet Chloe. Yes, it's me. Chloe is kind and happy to help, except when she's a greedy queen. Freeze! She loves playing in the water with Bluey. I'm an electric eel. Stick. And flying in the air. This is a helicopter. Get in. Can you take me to see the Great Barrier Reef? This Bluey and Friends Little Library book is called Lucky and Mackenzie. Meet Bluey's neighbour, Lucky. G'day. Which is how they say good day, or good morning in Australia. He loves playing sports, especially footy, and a good game of cricket with Rusty. And he likes playing doctors with his friends. Meet Mackenzie, a border collie. Let's go. Mackenzie is from New Zealand. He is an awesome spy. He's got lots of energy and is always on the move. He likes racing arguments and playing at the creek. Do you like your meals, Bluey's dad? The end. This Bluey and Friends Little Library book is called Indy and Rusty. Say hi to Indy. I love a cup of tea in the morning. Also, Indy is wheat-free, sugar-free, gluten-free, and dairy-free. I'm definitely not allowed mustard. She's super creative. She likes to play mums and dance. Here's Polly. I'm off to work. And sometimes she works at Bluey's fish and chip shop. The terriers want enough fish and chips to feed an army. Meet Rusty. Gets to the shop. Rusty is from the bush. He likes to play army. Attention! And loves to play cricket. What a catch, especially with his little sister Dusty. He's a brave knight, a builder, and he's great at burping hippos. The end. The final Bluey and Friends Little Library book is called Snickers and Cocoa. Say hello to Snickers. Snickers has little legs and a long body that's great for hiding. Sometimes he has trouble sitting down and throwing a ball very far. But he can roll down hills really fast. Sausage roll! Let's meet Coco. This Bluey book is called The 12 Days of Christmas. On the first day of Christmas, Veranda Santa gave to me a fruit bat in a mango tree. On the second day of Christmas, Veranda Santa gave to me 2 magpies and a fruit bat in a mango tree. On the third day of Christmas, Veranda Santa gave to me 3 bin chickens, 2 magpies, and a fruit bat in a mango tree. On the fourth day of Christmas, Veranda Santa gave to me 4 garden gnomes, 3 bin chickens, 2 magpies, and a fruit bat in a mango tree. On the fifth day of Christmas, Veranda Santa gave to me $5 bucks, 4 garden gnomes, 3 bin chickens, 2 magpies, and a fruit bat in a mango tree. On the sixth day of Christmas, Veranda Santa gave to me 6 floppies hatching $5 bucks, 4 garden gnomes, 3 bin chickens, 2 magpies, and a fruit bat in a mango tree. On the seventh day of Christmas, Veranda Santa gave to me 7 yabbies swimming, 6 floppies hatching $5 bucks, 4 garden gnomes, 3 bin chickens, 2 magpies, and a fruit bat in a mango tree. On the 8th day of Christmas, Veranda Santa gave to me 8 lizards licking, 7 yabbies swimming, 6 floppies hatching $5 bucks, 4 garden gnomes, 3 bin chickens, 2 magpies, and a fruit bat in a mango tree. On the 9th day of Christmas, Veranda Santa gave to me 9 grannies flossing, 8 lizards licking, 7 yabbies swimming, 6 floppies hatching $5 bucks, 4 garden gnomes, 3 bin chickens, 2 magpies, and a fruit bat in a mango tree. On the 10th day of Christmas, Veranda Santa gave to me 10 frogs on leaping, 9 grannies flossing, 8 lizards licking, 7 yabbies swimming, 6 floppies hatching $5 bucks, 4 garden gnomes, 3 bin chickens, 2 magpies, and a fruit bat in a mango tree. On the 11th day of Christmas, Veranda Santa gave to me 11 Blueys blowing, 10 frogs on leaping, 9 grannies flossing, 8 lizards licking, 7 yabbies swimming, 6 floppies hatching $5 bucks, 4 garden gnomes, 3 bin chickens, 2 magpies, and a fruit bat in a mango tree. On the 12th day of Christmas, Veranda Santa gave to me 12 buskers busking, 11 Blueys blowing, 10 frogs on leaping, 9 grannies flossing, 8 lizards licking, 7 yabbies swimming, 6 floppies hatching $5 bucks, 4 garden gnomes, 3 bin chickens, 2 magpies, and a fruit bat in a mango tree. The end. This episode of Bluey is called Baby Race. Bluey, Bingo and Mum are at the playground. Bluey wants to know if she's better at the monkey bars than Bingo. Well, you are 2 years older than her, Bluey, says Mum. Am I better than judo? Asks Bluey. Bluey, Mum says, just run your own race. Huh? What does that mean? Bluey asks. Come here, says Mum, smiling. Have I told you the story of when you took your first steps? No. It all started when you were still a baby. You learned to roll over really early, explains Mum. Were you proud of me for rolling over so soon? Asks Bluey. Yes, says Mum, a little too proud. I think I may have turned into a bit of a show-off. Oh, I've never heard of a baby rolling over that early. I know, she's just special. But then one day at Mother's Group, Judo sat up all by herself. Oh goodness, that's very early to be sitting. Well, you know, it's not a race. But it was a race, says Bluey. A baby race, shouts Bingo. I don't know what got into me, Mum admits, but I was determined I'd get you walking before Judo's mum. I mean Judo. There you go, steady. Bandit, she's sitting. But by the time Bluey was sitting, Judo was crawling. Goodness, I just can't keep track of her. Judo beat you again, says Bingo. And just what did you do about this? Asks Bluey. I tried my best, says Mum. Come on, Bluey, crawl to Mama. You can do it, you can do it. Did I do it? Asks Bluey. Did I crawl? Not exactly, says Mum. Why was I rolling? Asks Bluey. I don't know, kid. You didn't come with instructions. The doctor said there was nothing to worry about. Some babies just roll before they crawl, but I wasn't having that. How good is crawling? It's better than rolling. We tried to show you how to crawl, says Mum. Did I do it? Asks Bluey. Did Bluey crawl? Asks Bingo. Nope, Mum says with a laugh. You were a bum shuffler. Meanwhile, Judo was pulling herself up on furniture, which is the step right before walking. You were definitely not winning the baby race, says Bingo. We kept trying. Did she crawl? Asks Bingo. Yes, says Mum. Backwards. None of it mattered though, says Mum. Oh, Judo's walking! Judo had won the baby race. Were you upset with me because I lost the baby race? Bluey asks. No, sweetie, says Mum. We were all learning to do things for the first time. I just felt like I was doing everything wrong. But one day, Coco's mum came over to see me, says Mum. We chatted for a while, and then she showed me a photo. Are those all your children? I thought Coco was your first. Wow, you must have learned a thing or two. I have, and there's something important you need to know. You're doing great. Are they happy tears, Mum? asks Bingo. Yeah, happy tears, honey. From then on, I decided to run my own race. Woohoo! Bluey wins! So, did Bluey ever learn to walk? asks Bingo. Yes, honey, in the kitchen, says Mum. Why did I decide to walk in the kitchen? asks Bluey. I don't know, sweetie, says Mum. Bingo thinks. Maybe you saw something you wanted? The end. This episode of Bluey is called Barky Boats. Something very special is happening today at school. Before Calypso can tell the class, Bluey and Mackenzie call out at the same time, What is it? Ew, Bluey's gonna marry Mackenzie. No, I'm not. No, she's not. You're going to see your buddies, continues Calypso. Hooray, cheers the class. Bluey's buddy, Mia, is waiting for her in a special meeting place. Can we build a fairy garden? Bluey asks Mia. Okay. Mackenzie and his buddy, Captain, do their secret handshake. Can we play Barky Boats? Asks Mackenzie. Okay. Mackenzie and Captain are playing Barky Boats when Mia and Bluey appear. Hi, Mia, shouts Captain. What are you doing? Bluey and I are going to build a fairy garden. What are you doing? asks Mia. We're playing Barky Boats, says Captain. Once Mia and Bluey are gone, Mackenzie and Captain release the Barky Boat down the stream. Woo, yeah! Hey, Mackenzie, do you want to help Bluey build a fairy garden? asks Captain. No. Meanwhile, Bluey and Mia are building their fairy garden. This can be the bridge. This can be the trees. Mia, how old are you? Bluey asks. 12, says Mia. Wow, can you drive a car? Mia laughs. No, not yet. I'm going to big school next year. Are you nervous about big school? asks Bluey. No, it's going to be great, says Mia, but she doesn't sound sure. Oh, can you write a letter to the fairies? Dear fairies. But then Captain turns up with Mackenzie. Ah, what are you doing here? Bluey asks. Mackenzie points at Captain. He made me come. Oh, I thought there might be some good bark here for our barky boats, Captain says. He smiles at Mia. Well, there's not, declares Bluey, and shoos them away. Bluey wants to keep writing her letter to the fairies, but Mia is thinking about something else. Do you think that would make a good barky boat? She holds up a bit of bark. I guess, says Bluey. Do you want to quickly give it to Mackenzie? asks Mia. No, Bluey shouts, but Mia races off, leaving Bluey on her own. Back at the stream, Mackenzie is taking charge. Keep letting the water building up, he orders, and no running off. Yeah, okay, I don't know what I was thinking, says Captain with a shrug. But then Bluey and Mia appear. What are you doing here? Mackenzie asks Bluey. Bluey points at Mia. She made me come. I thought you might like this barky boat, Mia says. She smiles at Captain. Oh, thanks, says Captain. That's a good one. It's not that good. It's gooder than yours. I can find a better one, offers Mia. I'll help you, says Captain. Won't be long, Mackenzie. I'll be right back, Bluey, says Mia. The buddies running off. Leave Bluey and Mackenzie behind. Calypso finds Bluey and Mackenzie sitting all alone. Our buddies ran away from us, Bluey tells her. Don't you like us? Of course they do, says Calypso. But it can be hard being 12 sometimes. She takes the barky boats and begins to tell a story. There once were two 6-year-old buddies floating around, nice and calm, not a care in the world, she says, as Bluey and Mackenzie hold back the rising water. They turn 7 years old, then 8 years old, then 9, then 10, then 11, then... I can't hold it any longer, yells Mackenzie. Look out! 12! Off they went on a big adventure, says Calypso. Are they going to make it? I don't know. Hooray, they made it. And they lived happily ever after, says Bluey. Just be patient, says Calypso. Your buddies haven't forgotten you. Okay, Calypso, replied Bluey and Mackenzie at the same time. Meanwhile, Mia and Captain are talking instead of looking for barky boats. Are you nervous about starting high school? Mia asks. A little, says Captain. Me too, says Mia. At least we'll be there together. At the stream, Bluey and Mackenzie are on their own again. Mackenzie has an idea. Do you want to play barky boats with me? Okay, says Bluey. We can race our buddies. Bluey and Mackenzie are having lots of fun racing their buddies down the stream. Go, Captain! Go, Mia! When Mia and Captain hear them cheering. Ah, our buddies! Captain and Mia race back to the stream. I'm so sorry, Bluey, says Mia. We were looking for barky boats, says Captain, and then I don't know what happened. Bluey smiles. That's okay. You made it back. Come on, Bluey, says Mia. Let's go finish the fairy letter. But before Bluey leaves, she gives Mackenzie a hug. See you, Mackenzie. See you, Bluey. Bluey and Mia sit down to finish the fairy letter. Dear Fairy, says Bluey, I love my buddy Mia, 'cause she can do the splits and give me piggybacks. Oh, I love giving you piggybacks, says Mia. Please look after Mia when she goes to big school, even though she isn't scared, says Bluey. And make sure she doesn't forget to come and play with me, says Bluey, a little sad. Kiss, kiss, kiss. Hug, hug. Hug! The end. This episode of Bluey is called Copycat. Yawn. Dad wakes up and sleepily rubs his eyes. Huh? Huh? Are you copying me? Asks Dad. Are you copying me? Bluey replies. Oh boy, says Dad. Dad steps out on the deck to do his morning stretches. Ah. Ha, ha. Blah, 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 blah. I'm Bluey and I stink like a monkey's butt, says Dad. I'm Bluey and I stink like a monkey's butt, shrugs Bluey. Well, good that we can agree on that. Time for my morning walk. Time for my morning walk. Morning, Wendy. Did you know I like to smack my bum as hard as I can? Ooh, ow. Where were you on that one? Where were you on that one? Grrr. Stop copying me. Stop copying me. Suddenly, Bluey spots something. Hey, Dad. Dad comes to have a look. It's a little budgie, he says. Is it okay? Asks Bluey. No, it looks hurt. What do we do? Asks Bluey. We'd better get him some help. Dad reaches to pick up the budgie. Ow, he nipped me. Toughen up, Bandit. Dad asks Bluey to run inside and get a shoebox and a tea towel. Be careful, says Bluey. He's as light as a feather, says Dad. What do we do now? We go to the vet. What if the seatbelt doesn't fit? Dad knows just what to do. You're a good seatbelt, Dad. Watch out for cars, says Dad as they cross the road. Dad hands the budgie to the receptionist. I think a cat might have gotten to him. She takes him to the vet. Good luck, little mate. Will the budgie be okay? Asks Bluey. I don't know, says Dad. He looks pretty knocked around. The receptionist comes back. It's bad news, I'm afraid, she says gently. The little budgie died. Bluey and Dad head home. I don't want the budgie to have died, Bluey sighs. I know, me neither, says Dad. But there's nothing we can do. It's out of our hands. Are you sure he won't get better? Yeah, I'm sure. Oh, Bluey, says Mum softly. Bluey sits in the backyard. She has an idea. Bingo, can you pretend to be a budgie? She asks. Okay. Tweet, tweet. G'day, little fella. You look hurt, says Bluey. We'd best get you some help. Bingo, you have to nip me. Ow! Oh, replied Bingo. Ow! Bingo, that wasn't a nip, that was a chomp, Bluey laughs. Toughen up, Bluey, she tells herself. Bluey puts Bingo in a shoebox, but this budgie is heavy, light as a feather. Now let's get you to the vet, says Bluey. Gotta watch out for cars. Hello, dear. What seems to be the matter? Asks the receptionist. I think a cat beat this little fella up, says Bluey. Take a seat. I'll take him to see our vet. Good luck, little mate. I hope the poor budgie's okay, but I'm pretty sure he won't be, says Bluey. I've got good news, says the receptionist. Your bird is okay. No, Mom, you have to pretend it's bad news, says Bluey. That the budgie's dead. Are you sure? Asks Mum. Yeah, I'm sure. Okay, I have bad news, says Mum. Oh, did the budgie die? I'm afraid, asks Bluey. I'm afraid she did, asks Mum. Bluey is upset. She didn't want the budgie to die. Tweet, tweet! Bingo, what are you doing? Shouts Bluey. You're not supposed to be better. We probably should have told the budgie, says Mum. Hey! Tweet, tweet! This isn't how you wanted the game to go, is it? Asks Mum. No, but that's okay, says Bluey. There's nothing we can do. It's out of our hands. Tweet, tweet! The end. This episode of Bluey is called Christmas Swim. It's Christmas. The Healer family have all gathered at Muffin and Socks's house. Bluey is helping Mum hand the presents out. Okay, who else have we got here? Ah, this one's for Uncle Stripe from Nana, says Mum. Nana has given Uncle Stripe an apron. Whoa, world's best chef! Thanks, Mum, says Uncle Stripe. Hey, I thought I was the world's best chef, says Dad. Oh, you both are. The next one's for you, Nana. It's from Dad, says Bluey. Aw, thanks, Bandy, Nanny says to Dad. Oh, what does it say? Hang on, I'll just get my glasses. Hang on, I'll just get my glasses. The next present is for Bingo. Yes, a doctor's bag, Bingo yells. Inflatable pool island! Pizza! It's finally Bluey's turn to unwrap a present. Whoa, I love him, cries Bluey. I'm going to call you Bartleby. Time for a Christmas swim! Are you sure you know how to do the crackling? Read the apron. With everyone gathered round the pool, it's the perfect time for Bluey to introduce Bartleby to her family. After all, they are Bartleby's family now too. Uncle Stripe, this is Bartleby, says Bluey. G'day, Bartleby. Nice to meet you. Hang on, Bartleby. I'm just getting blown towards the pool, says Uncle Stripe. Next, a dripping Bartleby meets Socks. Don't worry, she does that to everyone, Bluey explains to Bartleby. This is my cousin Muffin, says Bluey. She's a bit busy right now. She's going to be late for the ferry. Get dressed! Lock the door! Breakfast! Lipstick! Bye, kids! Yeah! Bluey takes Bartleby to meet Bingo. This is my sister Bingo. Bingo, this is Bartleby. It's his first Healer Christmas. Hi, Bartleby. It's nice to... Snap! Snap! Ah! Let go, Bartleby, you snappy crocodile, shouts Bluey. Muffin, help! Muffin jumps on the crocodile and saves Bartleby. Dad is playing classic catches at the other end of the pool. It's Bartleby's turn. He leaps out to take the catch. Donk! But misses. Not to worry, Dad is following close behind. He takes the catch and falls right on top of Bartleby. Oh no! Bluey asks Nana for a towel. Oh, did you get wet, Bottle Boy? Asks Nana. She starts to dry Bartleby, but Nana is a little bit too rough with his broken arm. Everyone is being too rough. Bluey and Bartleby head inside. Meanwhile, Uncle Rad and Aunt Frisky video call the family from Barley. Oh, I wish you guys could be here, says Nana. Bluey is in the living room with Bartleby. I'm sorry it's been a bit crazy. I hope you're still having a good time. What's that? What? You want to go home? Aw. Hey, Bluey, look who it is, says Mum, handing her the tablet. Frisky! Merry Christmas! Yells Bluey with excitement. Look, this is Bartleby. He's having his first Healer Christmas. Oh, how's it going? Asks Aunt Frisky. Well, not good, says Bluey. He got attacked by a crocodile, then Dad broke his arm, then Nana jiggled it all about. He wants to go home. He says my family's too rough, explains Bluey. Oh dear, here, let me have a word with him, says Aunt Frisky. Oh, okay, says Bluey. Nice to meet you, Bartleby. I'm Frisky. I'm new to the Healer family as well. And just between you and me, They're a bit crazy, explains Aunt Frisky. Hey! But give them a chance. Oh, Strike, this crackling is so good. You'll see. Bye, kids. Help. They're full of love. Got him! It's time for Christmas lunch. Bartleby sits with his new family round the table. Welcome to the family, Bartleby, says Dad. Merry Christmas, everyone. Oh, sorry, buddy, says Dad. Even though he's covered in gravy, Bartleby gives a thumbs up. He's happy to be part of the Healer family. The end. This episode of Bluey is called Camping. The Healers are on a camping trip. Bluey wants to build a stick house for Bingo, but Mum has other plans. Bingo's coming with me, Mum says. She hasn't had a bath in 3 days, so off Bluey goes to the creek, alone. As Bluey searches for sticks, she hears a voice. Bonjour! Hi, my name's Bluey. Salut, Bluey! Je suis Jean-Luc. Bluey doesn't understand what Jean-Luc is saying, but that doesn't stop them building a stick house together. Oh, c'est très beau! Now we need some food to eat, says Bluey. We can plant this seed like farmers. This will grow into a big tree with fruit on it. And it might take a while, she adds. And we need something to eat now. Suddenly, they hear a howl coming through the forest. Hide, shouts Bluey. Snuff, snuffle. It's a wild pig, Bluey says. Sanglier, says Jean-Luc. Bluey and Jean-Luc make a plan to capture the wild pig, but he escapes. Bluey, dinner, Mum calls. Then Jean-Luc's dad calls to him. Jean-Luc, dîner. Never mind. See you tomorrow, Bluey says. They both run off to their families. Good night. Bonne nuit. The next morning, Bluey and Jean-Luc are ready to play. Jean-Luc, bonjour. No fruit tree yet. We need a better plan to catch that wild pig, or we'll have no food for the winter. I have an idea, Bluey tells Jean-Luc. My dad taught me how to do this. Bluey scares Wild Pig. Wild Pig runs away. Jean-Luc jumps out. Hooray! They will wait until they hear the Wild Pig roar, and then... Yeah! It's time to head back to camp for the night. Goodbye, Jean-Luc, says Bluey happily. See you tomorrow. Non, Bluey, Jean-Luc calls. Au revoir. The next morning, Bluey discovers that the seed they planted has grown into a little tree. Jean-Luc, come quickly! Jean-Luc! But she can't see Jean-Luc anywhere. Not at his campsite. Jean-Luc? Or at their stick house. Jean-Luc! Bluey runs back to tell Mum, who tells her that Jean-Luc must have left. His holiday is over. What? Says Bluey. You mean they're gone? I'm afraid so, sweetheart, says Mum. Sometimes special people come into our lives, stay for a bit, and then they have to go. Will I ever see him again? Asks Bluey. Well, you never know, says Mum. The world's a magical place. Hello, Bluey. The end. This episode of Bluey is called Daddy Put Down. Mum's going to a baby shower tonight, but Bluey doesn't want her to go because Mum won't be there to put them to bed. I'll still come in and give you a goodnight kiss, says Mum, but I won't feel it, please, Bluey. Yes, you will, says Mum. Bingo asks who will put him to bed. You, Dad, says Mum. It's a daddy put down. Hooray! Not hooray. As soon as Mum leaves, Bluey misses her. How about we play a game to take your mind off it, suggests Dad. Let's play Follow the Leader, yells Bingo. Yeah! Bluey, Bingo, and Dad head inside to play the game. Right, I am your magnificent leader, and you have to follow me. You kids got that? Growls Dad in his most leader-like voice. Yes, leader, chorus Bluey and Bingo. Follow, follow, follow the leader. The kids follow their magnificent leader, but not for long. What? You were supposed to be following me, shouts Dad. Get back in line. Sitting around will not be tolerated. The game starts again, but the magnificent leader loses his followers. He can't find them in the lounge room, or in the kitchen, or in the bathroom. Grrr, where's that giggling coming from? They're not even in the backyard. 1, 2, 3. Boom! Ah! Follow the leader is fun, but Bluey still misses Mum. She needs another game to distract her. Bingo suggests, come here and go away. Dad starts pushing Bluey and Bingo on the swing. Come here, says Dad. Okay, so the girls giggle as they swing away from him. Hey, come here! They have a lot of fun, but Bluey is still sad. The games can only take my mind off missing Mum for a little while. Please can you call her? Asks Bluey. Okay, it's just that she was really looking forward to this baby shower, says Dad as the phone rings. I don't understand it. Why would you want to watch some stinky baby having a shower? Dad, that's not a baby shower, says Bluey, laughing with Bingo. Bluey and Bingo know that a baby shower is a party for a lady who has a baby in her belly. This gives Bluey an idea for a game of her own. She races off. Good work, Bluey, says Dad, hanging up the phone. Bluey pretends she's going to a baby shower. She has to leave her daughter, Snowdrop, to be babysat. No, Mama, no, I'm sad, says Snowdrop. She doesn't want her mum to leave, just like Bluey didn't. Bluey is excited to see her friends. She has set up the baby shower, complete with decorations, snacks, games, and presents. Oh, and a pregnant lady, of course. Bluey's having a great time at the baby shower. I bet Mum is having a good time too, says Bluey, opening a present. Oh, another onesie. Bluey likes guessing if the baby is going to be a boy or a girl, dancing with her friends and eating cake. But her favourite game is trying to stick the dummy on the baby. There. Ha! In the kitchen, Bingo and Dad are cooking together, peeling the prawns, stirring the rice, and making a mess. But Daddy put downs are a lot of fun too. Bingo sets the table, and Dad carries over the hot food. Dinner! Wow, it's dinner time already, says Bluey. The afternoon has gone by so quickly. She waves goodbye and heads home so she can give Snowdrop a goodnight kiss. Later that night, Mum creeps in quietly and shuts the door behind her. She had a great time at the baby shower, but she can't wait to see how the daddy put down has gone. Mum checks on Bingo. She is sleeping soundly, and so is Dad. Looks like the daddy put down was a success. Mum leans over and kisses Bluey goodnight, and even though Bluey is asleep, she can still feel it. The end. This episode of Bluey is called I Love My Family by Bluey and Bingo. Hi, I'm Bingo, and I'm going to tell you why my family is the best in the universe. Our family isn't the best, Bingo. Huh? Muffin's family is way better. What? Why? Uncle Stripe buys Muffin ice cream. Oh yeah, I got an ice cream. When we ask Dad for an ice cream, he just plays ragdoll. It's very rude. And Muffin has an electric car and a pool in her backyard. Yeah, but the pool's got a crawly thing. Tick, 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 tick. And she's got loads of moonlight unicorns. And a caravan. It's all mine! Kids, have you seen the lid to the water bottle? It was here this morning. I'll help you look. Mum, is Muffin's family better than ours because she has a pool? A pool doesn't make a family a family. What makes a family then? What matters is how much you love each other. How do we know how much we love each other? Well, do we all love doing things together? Yes, I love it when Dad plays cafe and lets me eat pavlova. And I love beating him at Memory Snap. Eagle, eagle. We love playing with our cousins Muffin and Socks too. Once we went backpacking and we were the backpacks. Who else do you like spending time with? Nana! Everyone gets what they want at Nana's house. Ice blocks! And Grandad, he's the best croc catcher. It was funny teaching him how to use apps. I'm here to pick up my sausages. What about your Aunt Trixie and Uncle Stripe? Aunt Trixie was the best wise old wolfhound, and Uncle Stripe loves playing horsey ride with us. Uncle Red and Frisky are fun too. We love it when Frisky plays Torch Mouse, and Uncle Rad lets us walk on the ceiling. So our family is a family because we play together, we dance together, and we laugh together. That's why we love our family. Found it! The end. This episode of Bluey is called Daddy Robot. Bluey and Bingo are colouring when Mum tells them it's time to tidy up. Aw, Mum, we don't like tidying up. There's no way around it, I'm afraid. Bluey has an idea. Let's get Daddy Robot to do it. Hey, Daddy Robot, says Bluey. Beep. Yes, Master. We need you to do something. Come with us to the playroom. Actually, carry us, says Bluey. Yes, Master, peeps Daddy Robot. And Robo Boogie, says Bingo. Yes, Master. In the playroom, Bluey orders Daddy Robot to tidy up. To serve my masters is the highest honour. It's working. Daddy Robot gets to work. Ah, so relaxing, says Bingo. Yeah, this is how we should always do it, says Bluey. Daddy Robot, we never want to tidy the playroom ever again. Never again? Asked Daddy Robot, recalculating objectives. Daddy Robot scopes Bluey and Bingo up. Where are you taking us? I love Daddy Robot. You two are the reason playroom is always untidy. If I throw you in wheelie bin, playroom will always be tidy. Bluey yells for Mum's sprayer. She sprays Daddy Robot straight in the eyes and he starts malfunctioning. Beep, beep, boop, syntax error. Why was Daddy Robot throwing you in the wheelie bin? Mum asks. Well, replies Bluey. Daddy Robot grabs Bluey by the legs. Must tidy up. Come here, vacuum cleaner. I'm not a vacuum cleaner, shouts Bluey. Yeah, she's not a vacuum cleaner, yells Bingo. What are you doing out of the laundry basket? Daddy Robot asks Bingo. I folded you this morning. Come here. I'm not laundry. Fold. She's not laundry, yells Bluey. Daddy Robot looks at her. Oh no, he says. A guinea pig has escaped. What? Bluey is worried she can't stop Daddy Robot. Ah, Mum, what should I do? You have to push his nose to turn him off, calls Mum. But how? Asks Bingo. I've got an idea. Look, Daddy Robot, she says. It's a mummy robot. Hello. Cheese and crackers, says Daddy Robot. You're the most beautiful robot I've ever seen. While Daddy Robot is distracted, Bluey hits the off switch on his nose. Powering down, says Daddy Robot. Cursed to depart, having only just known your beauty. Oh, says Mum. Poor Daddy Robot. Please fix him, says Bingo. I'll try my best, says Mum. These circuits are badly damaged. It's strange. Daddy Robots don't usually go crazy like that. Actually, says Bluey, it's our fault. We ordered Daddy Robot to tidy the playroom for us, says Bingo. Oh, I see, says Mum. I'll tell you a secret. Daddy Robots will always find the easiest way to do a job. Just like kids. It's time to turn Daddy Robot back on. Do-do-do-do. Hello, Daddy Robot, says Bluey. How are you feeling? Asks Bingo. Daddy Robot reboots. I dreamed I met a robot angel. He beeps. Zzzt. Hello, Master. What are my orders? Follow us to the playroom. Now sit down, says Bluey. Are you sure, Master? Beeps Daddy Robot. Shouldn't I tidy something up for you? No, says Bluey and Bingo. We order you to relax. Look who's here, says Bluey. Cheese and crackers. You robots relax, Bingo says. We're going to tidy the playroom. Beep boop, 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 boop. This feels like a robot dream, beeps Daddy Robot. Well, says Mummy Robot, Kiss me before you wake up. The end. This episode of Bluey is called Mini Bluey. Dad is making breakfast while Bluey sings loudly but beautifully. Bingo reads quietly beside her. Oh, where is my toast? Bluey, can you be as quiet as Bingo for a bit? Asks Dad. No, I can't. Meanwhile, Mum is looking for Bluey's missing library book, Schmertle the Dirty Turtle. You have to keep better track of your things, Mum tells Bluey. What about Bingo? Does she have to? No, Bingo puts her books in a neat pile when she's read them. Ding! Orders up, cheese and jam on toast, says Dad. Bluey loves cheese and jam on toast, but Bingo doesn't. She likes peanut butter and banana. I'll tell you this for free, my life would be a lot easier if you were both the same, says Dad. Bingo, I've got an idea, says Bluey. Wait, hang on. Where are you, Schmertle? Dad might regret saying that. Bluey searches through the dress-up basket until she finds hair chalk. She starts painting Bingo blue. This is going to be great, says Bluey. Dad finishes off the toast. All right, done. Peanut butter and banana. Now there are 2 Blueys. It's going to be a long day. Let's teach you about being me, Bluey says to Mini Bluey. I say cereal instead of serious. I like to dance like this, and I like to sing. Whoa, singing things. I talk all the time. It doesn't need to make sense. Just noises are fine. Boy, 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 boy. I like to just leave my toys on the ground, says Bluey. Isn't it better to tidy them away? Asks Mini Bluey. Nah, it doesn't make much difference. Oof. I like to ask a lot of questions. Mom, what are you doing? You know what I'm doing, Bluey. But I don't really listen to the whole answer. Oh, and if I see a bum, I give it a little boom-diddy-boom, hey! Dad is doing yard work outside and asks the Blueys to pick up grass clippings. Mini Bluey is ready to help, but whoa, 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 says Bluey. Bingo helps Dad. You're Mini Bluey now, and Blueys don't like grass clippings. I'll tell you that for free. Let's find out if he's cereal. Excuse me, big fella. Why do we have to put them in the wheelbarrow? They don't belong to us. Well, says Dad, you know all that food in the fridge? That doesn't belong to you either. But if you want to keep eating it, I suggest you get to work. Okay, he's cereal, says Bluey. Bluey teaches Mini Bluey to whinge while she works. Why do we have to do this? It's hard. Mini Bluey is a fast learner. Can I order double bingos? Asks Dad. No, it's double Blueys forever, Bluey yells. But Dad has other ideas. Double bingos. May we help you tidy these grass clippings away? Results. Big Bingo has a lot to learn. I like to pretend I'm hugging a wombat, says Bingo. Hug, hug. Now put it to bed. Good night, night, night. Being Bingo is all about being helpful. Big Bingo finds the missing library book and gives it to Mum. Double bingo, says Dad. I could definitely get used to this. But that sounds like Dad doesn't want any Blueys at all. What? Suddenly the game isn't fun anymore. Upset, Bluey stops playing and runs away. Bingo doesn't like seeing Bluey sad. Are you okay? She asks. Mum and Dad don't want 2 of yous. Bluey says. They don't want any of me's. It's because I'm annoying. Bluey sniffs. And you're not annoying at all. Yes, I am. I'm just different annoying. I'll show you. Bingo pops some fake teeth into her mouth. You look crazy. Bluey giggles. She's ready to be Big Bingo again. Follow me, says Bingo. Mum and Dad hide in the cupboard. That's it, Dad shouts through the door at their hiding spot. We want 1 Bluey and 1 Bingo from now on. You got that? The girls run off. Do you think it's safe? Mum asks. I think so, answers Dad. Hi, hi. Close enough. The end. This episode of Bluey is called My Dad is Awesome by Bluey and Bingo. Hi. Hi, I'm Bluey, and I'd like to tell you about my awesome dad. He's my dad too. Yes, I know, Bingo. So, where was I? Oh yes, my dad is awesome because he comes up with funny games, and he almost always plays with us when we ask. I love my dad because he drops us off at school. You mean he does daddy drop-offs? It's still my turn, Bingo. Okay, fine, but be quick because the readers would much rather listen to me. Sometimes he pretends to be a daddy robot who goes out of control, or a wild peacock who won't do what he's told, or a walrus who tries to go to the toilet on the rug, or a noisy neighbour. Hi, I'm Bingo, and I'd like to tell you that Bluey is hogging the whole book, and it's my turn to speak. Hey, Bingo, it's my turn still. No, it's not. Let me have a turn. So, Dad is smart, but we always outsmart him in the end. He takes us exploring on adventures and lets us make him better. Hey, Bingo, you're hogging it now. No, I'm not. The readers would much rather listen to me, wouldn't you? So anyway, where were we? Oh yes, I like my dad because he takes me to the market, and we go to the creek with my friends. Sometimes Dad plays too rough, or teases us, or he is too busy to play. This can make us feel sad, but he always says sorry in the end. I love my dad because he is awesome. Bluey, you already said that. I know, Bingo. He'll do anything for us because he loves us, and we love him. The end. This episode of Bluey is called My Mum is the Best by Bluey and Bingo. Hi, I'm Bluey, and I'm Bingo, and we'd like to tell you why our mum is the best. She works very hard at her job. You're right, Bingo, she's always driving you to gymnastics and making us yummy dinners. She's good at doing lots of things at the same time, like getting us ready to leave the house. My mum is the best because she looks after us. She makes sure we clean our teeth and brush our hair. She tucks us in tight at night and gives us a good night kiss, and she always reads us a bedtime story. Our mum is lots of fun. She takes us to the park and on scooter rides. Mum loves it when we all dance together, and she even loves riding the bus with us. But sometimes Mum is not fun and makes us eat all our vegetables. Yuck. Yeah, but we get her back because we turn her into a chicken with our magic asparagus. We're smart, but Mum is super smart. She can fix the toilet when it leaks. She can even fix a bad mood. She taught me how to crawl. You mean bum shuffle. We learn so much from our mum. She knows what to do whenever I've got a problem. And she taught us the world is a magical place. Whoa! The best thing about my mum is that she's always there when I'm feeling sad. She gives me her checklist. Have a cry? Check. Pick myself up? Check. Dust myself off? Check. And keep going. Check. Mum says you can't give scores for being a mum, but if I could, I'd give her 1,102. We love our mum, and she loves us. Our mum is the best. The end. This episode of Bluey is called Shadowlands. Bluey, Coco, and Snickers are at the park playing What's the Time, Mrs. Wolf? 10 o'clock. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. What's the time, Mrs. Wolf? Coco waits until Bluey and Snickers are really close, then shouts, Dinner time, got you! Coco, you always do something to make the game easy for you, says Bluey. Oh, sorry, replies Coco. I'll try to stop. Snickers suggests they play Shadowlands instead. What's Shadowlands? Asks Coco. Bluey explains that all the shadowy grassy bits are the land, and all the bits in the sun are the sea. You can't touch the water, or you get bitten by a crocodile, says Bluey. And we have to get from here to the picnic blanket, she adds. All right, cheers Coco, but you can't just change the rules to make it easy this time, okay? Says Bluey. I won't, says Coco. I promise. Let's go, says Snickers. The friends run and jump from one shadow to the next. This is fun. Yeah! Until they reach a big pit of sea to jump over. Snickers doesn't think he can make it. I can't jump that far. Look at my little legs, he says. Well, maybe just this time you can have crocodile-proof shoes, suggests Coco. Coco, cries Bluey. Oh, yeah, sorry, says Coco. But how is Snickers going to get over? Bluey thinks for a moment, then she has an idea. Come here, Coco, she says. Now get on my shoulders. Great idea, Bluey. They jump from one shadow to the next, until Bluey stops to look at something. Hey, this bug looks like bird poo. Suddenly, her shadow starts to move. Look out! Bluey makes it to safety, but now she is trapped on the wrong side of a river. How about we just pretend in this bit that the crocodiles are asleep, says Coco. You can't change the rules, Coco, shouts Bluey. Oh, why not? Coco asks. Because they're the rules. But Coco's not sure. She understands. Then Snickers spots something. Look, a bus, he calls. Are you ready, Bluey? As the bus drives past, Bluey runs along its shadow. I'm ready, and makes it to the other side. That was so cool. Come on, says Snickers. We're almost at the picnic blanket. They use a palm tree as a bridge, but it gets really windy and the bridge begins to sway. The crocodiles will get us. I can't stay on. They quickly run to the end of the bridge, but when they get there, there's no more shadow. We're trapped on a palm tree island, gasps Bluey. Oh no! Coco, Bluey and Snickers all howl in despair. The mums hear them from the picnic blanket. The little critters must be hungry, says Mum. Who wants cupcakes? Bluey, Coco and Snickers look across and see the cupcakes with blue icing and sprinkles. That's it, huffs Coco. I'm going to be a water boatman and walk across this water and have a cupcake. No, Coco, shouts Bluey and Snickers. You can't just change the rules, says Bluey. But you still haven't told me why, cries Coco. Well, because, starts Bluey. I don't know. See, says Coco, there's no reason. Snickers really wants a cupcake too. Maybe we can just change the rules an incy bit, he says. It'll still be Shadowlands. Okay, Bluey agrees. But as they walk, Bluey notices something. Wait, Bluey calls. The wind is back. Look, says Coco. It's blowing the cloud. It's heading towards the sun, says Snickers. Suddenly, the cloud casts a shadow over the sea. Oh, Bluey knows what to do. Run! The three friends race the cloud across the shadow. Run, your little sausage dog legs! Bluey and Coco are almost there when Snickers falls over. They turn back to save him from the crocodiles. And make it just in time. We did it, cheers Coco. That was so much fun, says Snickers. That's why you can't change the rules, says Coco. Because the rules make it fun. Woo! Now the friends have their cupcakes. It's time to play What's the Time, Mrs. Wolf again. What's the time, Mrs. Wolf? Maybe this one will be dinner time, says Mum. It won't, says Bluey. Coco always waits until you're right up next to her before she says, dinner time! Ah! The end. This episode of Bluey is called Typewriter. At school, Bluey is being a story writer. Chloe comes to tell her that it's time for a story with Calypso. Tick, 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 ching! Tick, 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 ching! Everyone sits up straight to listen. Snickers tries and tries, but oops! Calypso begins. There was once an old dog who had sat on a chest by the side of the road for all his life, begging for treats. One day, a gnome came by and said to the old dog, "Have you tried opening that chest you sit on to see what's inside?" "Oh no, of course not. There's nothing inside," said the old dog. "It is empty." "Can I sit next to you, Coco?" says Winton. He sits right up close to her. Winton is a space invader. The gnome insisted that the old dog open the chest, Calypso continues, and when he did, he discovered that it was full of treats. Bluey doesn't think the story makes sense, so she decides to write a new one with a better ending. But when she and Chloe get back to the typewriter, it's gone. "Hey, where'd the real typewriter go?" "I'll go ask Calypso," says Bluey. "I can't be a story writer without a real typewriter." On her way to find Calypso, Bluey sees Snickers. He looks sad. Hey, Snickers, what's wrong? Everyone else has learned to sit, except me. But you're a sausage dog, says Bluey. It's going to take you longer, because you're longer. I hate being a sausage dog, Snickers moans. Bluey suggests that Snickers come to find Calypso to see if she can help them both. On the way, they bump into Winton. He looks sad too. Hey, Winton, what's wrong? Everyone keeps running away from me. Why don't you come to see Calypso with us? Asks Bluey. Maybe she can help. Okay, says Winton. I'll follow you. The three friends head off until they are stopped by the terriers. They are playing a game. Hey, we're shooting bows and arrows at you, the terriers say, when Bluey, Snickers and Winton don't fall over. Not real ones, says Snickers. Please, can you pretend that they're pretend real? Asks the terriers. Okay, Bluey says. She yells to Snickers and Winton. Arrows! Get down! They race away from the pretend real arrows. Snickers, you sneak around them through those skinny trees, Bluey says, and then wait at the top of the hill to do you-know-what. Snickers sneaks through the skinny trees as the terrier tries to spot him. I'm coming, where are you? But Snickers' sausage shape keeps him hidden. Meanwhile, Bluey has an idea for getting past one of the other terriers. Ask him a question, she tells Winton, and then he'll run away. Winton is confused. Why would he run away if I asked a question? Because you're in Space Invader. It's someone who stands too close. Winton gives it a go. Are you gluten-free? Winton, not so close. Just tell me, are you gluten-free? Ah! It works. The last terrier has them trapped, but Winton has an idea. Use this shield, he says, handing Bluey a pretend real shield. Okay, says Bluey, and gone. Ba-ding, bing, boing, ba-ding, bing. They escape and scare the terrier away. Bluey and Winton run away up the hill, but the terriers soon chase them. Bluey shouts to Snickers, Snickers, now! Sausage roll! I love being a sausage dog. Good one, Snickers, Bluey and Winton shout. Then Bluey laughs. Hey, Winton, look! Winton isn't standing close. I'm not a space invader. Finally, Bluey asks Calypso where the real typewriter has gone. It's around here somewhere, says Calypso. Hey, how did you get past the terriers? I used a shield, says Bluey. See? Ting, ting. That's a nice shield. Okay, typewriter, where is it? Calypso smiles. What if I asked you to show me a typewriter? Bluey shows Calypso a pretend real typewriter, just like she used the pretend real shield to escape the terriers. Tick, 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 ching! That's a lovely typewriter, isn't it? Says Calypso. Thanks, Calypso, says Bluey as she races off. I'm going to write my story now. It is a lovely typewriter, and Bluey will always have it with her. The end. This episode of Bluey is called The Creek. Bluey's boarded the playground. She's played on everything twice. Mackenzie has an idea. What about we go to the creek? Yeah, I'll take you down to the creek, says Dad. Yay! Cries the kids. Dad scoops up Bingo and races off. Let's bush bash. Bluey holds back. She's not sure what the creek is like. Maybe she might just stay in the playground, but Mackenzie won't let her. Come on, Bluey, the creek is beautiful. The creek is very different from the playground. There are more fawns here, more spiders, and definitely more leeches. But there are also more of these fellas. Wow! The gang heads down a slope. The ground is more uneven here, and there are no steps like at the playground. Ah! Wow, says Bingo when they arrive at the creek. Both Mackenzie and Bingo think the creek is beautiful, but Bluey still wonders if they're right. Dad and Bingo lead them to the spot where he played as a kid. They rock hop across the water. Some of the rocks are pointy, others are wobbly, and the green ones are slippery. The creek is beautiful, Bluey says to herself. It's so lovely. I'm not scared of it at all, but she might be a little. Woo! Bluey's getting the hang of the creek. You made it, Squirt, says Dad. The creek is an adventure. Here we are. I don't think I've been to the creek since I was your age, says Dad. It still looks the same. The creek must be really old then. Bluey's not sure what to play. In the playground it is easy, but the creek is different. Just then, a dragonfly flutters past, and Bluey just starts mucking around, skipping stones, making boats, and building dams. Bluey thinks the creek is fun. At Daddy Day Spa, Dad finally gets his nails done. Bingo slops a mud pack on Dad. This will make you very beautiful. Oh, I'm out of mud. I'll get some more, volunteers Bluey and heads off. Bluey squelches her paws into the mud. Suddenly there's a rustling noise. Bluey looks up and gasps. A potteroo. They stare at each other, the potteroo's nose twitching, before it bounds off. As the gang heads home, Bluey doesn't have to wonder if Mackenzie and Bingo were right. She knows for sure, deep inside, that the creek is beautiful. The end. This episode of Bluey is called Yoga Ball. Dad is working from home. He doesn't have time to play, but Bluey and Bingo have other ideas. Hey! Don't even think about it, calls Dad, as he chases after Bluey and Bingo. You little rats, jokes Dad. Why don't you sit on a giant green ball, asks Bluey. Because I wrecked my back changing your nappies, asks Dad, and gives her a bounce. Boing, boing, I want a turn, says Bingo. Boing, boing. Dad bounces Bingo, but the ground feels a long way down. Boing, boing. Bingo is feeling a little dizzy. Okay, now beat it. I've got to get to work, Dad says. Ooh. But Bluey wants to keep playing. Oh, Bally, you need to sleep, says Bluey. You must be so tired. That big daddy has been sitting on you all day. Bally, which tattoo should I get? Asks Bingo. Do you like the unicorn or the rainbow? There it is. Can we play delivery chair? Bluey asks. No, says Dad. Please? Oh, all right, Dad says. That please face gets me every time. Yeah, Bingo, delivery chair, cheers Bluey. Dad needs to get these 2 packages delivered. First he stamps each one. Stamp, hee hee, stamp, ooh. Next they need delivering to Mogadishu. Dad inspects the first package. Marked fragile, he says. I better be careful then. And here's the second package. Bingo flies through the air. The bed seems a long way down. Okay, delivery over. Now I've got to get back to work, says Dad. Oof. Bluey and Bingo want to keep playing. Can we quickly play that game where you roll the ball down the hall and we jump out of the way? Asks Bluey. Oh, you mean Raiders? Asks Dad. Yeah, Raiders! Alright, says Dad. Maybe a quick game. You ready? Asks Dad. Okay, go. He rolls the ball down the hall. Again! Bluey and Bingo race down the hall again. This time, Bluey dives into a doorway, but the ball is going too fast for Bingo. Ooh! Okay, game over. I have to do some work, says Dad. Bingo isn't feeling very good. Walk it off, sport. Bingo needs some time alone. Mum finds Bingo and wants to know what the matter is. Dad's playing too rough with me, Bingo explains. Yeah, he does play too rough sometimes, doesn't he, says Mum. Yeah. Did you use your big girl bark? Asks Mum. No, because I don't have a very good big girl bark, says Bingo. Really? Show me, says Mum. Riff. That's all right. Just do it bigger, Mum tells her. Ruff. Bigger, says Mum. Ruff. Whoa, there it is. Come on, let's go talk to you, Dad. They go and see Dad. Bingo has something she'd like to tell you, says Mum. Sometimes you play a bit too rough with me, Bingo tells Dad. Oh, really? Sorry, Buster, I didn't realise, he replies. Sometimes I forget you're a bit younger than your sister. I'm just going to get better at using my big girl bark, says Bingo. Well, let's practice, says Dad, and he bounces her on the yoga ball. Is this rough okay? He asks. Yes, Bingo replies. What about this? asks Dad, as he bounces her higher. Rough! Okay, too rough. Now I know. Dad needs to get back to work, but something is missing. Hey, where's my ball? Oh my, how rude. Can't you see that I'm on the toilet? The end.